Misstep number 2. I feel like all I do is tell her off, take away privileges, and argue back and forth. Maybe the biggest mistake that you can make in parenting is punishing your child. Reason number 1. We don't make friends with people who punish us. So if you are used to punish your child, that's where you ruin your relationships and you give no chances yourself to get access to parenting her. So children, they are the same human as we are, just small yet. So they perceive things the same way as adults. I mean, do you make friends with people who punish you? Do you make friends with people who tell you off? Do you make friends with people who moralize you, who take privileges away from you, who yell at you or something like that? No. You just know, yes, you can, but you will never choose to spend time with that person. And the same your daughter does. It feels from your message you aren't too strict, and you aren't too rude, and you aren't too tough. But this is always a misstep. This aspect, the fact that you punish her, is the aspect that prevents you from having friendly and lovely and warm and close enough relationships between you so that she can share with your mother her pain. And believe me, she wants that. Because relatives, they always have this need to love and communicate with relatives. You have this relative connection, so you have opportunity to build everything from the very beginning because you have this connection. But don't ruin that. Number 1, punishment, it prevents you from having warm, friendly, and open relationship with your daughter. This is argument number 1. Argument number 2. What is punishment? I will give you the definition and I want you to remember it. If you will understand it, it will take away all the other questions about punishment. Punishment is take away of resources. This is what punishment is. Punishment is take away of resources. When we beat somebody, we take away his health, his self-esteem. When a criminal is getting punished and sent to prison, taken to prison, he is punished, so he is taken away time, he is taken away space, so that he cannot do anything. He's taken away basic resources. Punishment is take away of resources. When you moralize somebody, you depress him, you take away his self-esteem, his will. Punishment is always take away of resources, and this contradicts, maybe, yeah? One moment, I will check the word. Yes, and this contradicts the fundamental concept of right parenting. Parenting is making your small human, your small child, small and weak. Right parenting is making him big and strong. So, parenting is about giving your child resources, giving your child more resources, and teaching how to manage that bigger amount of resources. So how child is different from an adult? Children can manage only maybe small amount of resources, and even there they aren't responsible. So one time they can, another time they can't, small amount of resources. Adults, they can manage a lot of resources and be responsible. So this is the main concept of parenting, making a child responsible, making a child able to manage huge amount of resources. This is what to be adult, this is what to be mature. And you are taking away resources, telling her off. You depress her, put yourself on her place. Recall the case when somebody tells you off. What do you feel? You feel depressed, suppressed, depressed. What do you feel when somebody takes away privileges from you? Suppressed, depressed. And the reason doesn't matter. My opinion, and I'm sure in that, if a parent cannot find the way to deliver the idea, cannot find the way to teach a child softly, intelligently, without pushing, without punishing, without beating, without like traumatizing, let's say, a child, this is your fault. This is your fault. You aren't good enough in parenting, in talking, and you cannot do that. Parenting is a very delicate game of creating new interests. Very delicate. To create an interest without pushing, without, being intrusive. This is an art, and if you cannot play this game, it's your misstep. Putting responsibility on a child is always a bad idea. Putting responsibility on a child is always a bad idea. Yes, once you teach them, parent them properly, once they become adult enough, mature enough to be responsible and confirm that responsibility on certain steps, yes, in some cases you can rely on them after you know that they are responsible. But waiting for your responsibility whilst you aren't creating that, this is bad strategy.